Hello everyone, I'm Kevin, otherwise known as Forum BX257, here to bring you another 1980s G.I. Joe toy review. And today I'll be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Communications Specialist, the 1986 Dial Tone. Now, Dial Tone makes his first comic book appearance in G.I. Joe Special Missions number 2, but makes his first appearance in the main title in G.I. Joe issue 54. He makes his first cartoon appearance in the 1986 five-part miniseries Arise Serpentor Arise in Part 1. However, throughout the entire cartoon animated run, they decided to reverse the colors from the waist down. On the figure, he has black pants with green knee pads and boots. However, animated, he has green pants with black knee pads and boots. Perhaps it was easier for them to animate him or something, I don't know. Kind of like Breaker, Dial Tone here has a code name which is slowly slipping into obscurity. A dial tone is just literally the noise that your telephone would make just to indicate that it is hooked up to its landline and ready to go. Dial Tone here comes with two very interesting accessories. The first is his gun, which the contents list on his original card calls a 9mm Parabellum submachine pistol with silencer. And that's exactly what this thing is not. This thing is, to me, very heavily based on Heckler & Koch's G3A4 rifle. So not only is the 9mm part wrong, not only is the submachine pistol part wrong, but the silencer part is also wrong because, I mean, the barrel tip is sticking out, so this is more or less a shroud or something. It's still a really cool looking gun, which actually several G.I. Joe figures after this would actually use this mold. And of course, he comes with his anti-scrambler communications backpack with microphone. You just raise that up so you can take it off a bit easier. And this thing is very cool looking. It's curved around the body, but because it doesn't attach to a helmet like Breaker's, you can put it on several different figures. Of course, you do have to watch out for the pegs. If you're looking for a backpack on the aftermarket, make sure the peg is still there, because this thing is not supposed to come off. This is all pretty brittle plastic, and I think it was originally pre-assembled in the package, so this isn't something meant to come off, and it cracks off fairly easily as well if you're doing anything more than just raising and lowering it like I am. I can see how Dial Tone appeals to so many people, because even though his specialty is communications specialist, which kind of shoehorns him into the military aspect of technology and support, just look at his design. With his beret and all sorts of stuff on him, he looks more like an infantryman or even like special forces or something like that. I have tried looking up his badge, which I have been told is a Pegasus, but the Pegasus is such a common military symbol, and I'm not quite sure that's what it's supposed to be. And on top of that, to me, it looks more like a dog, so I don't know. If anybody has any ideas, please leave a comment. The 1986 Dial Tone took over from the 1982 Breaker as communications officer for the G.I. Joe team, at least on the shelves of the toy aisles. They both were in the 1986 cartoon as well as in the comic books for a very long time, except for issue 109 where Breaker unfortunately met his end. You'll notice that the backpack is actually quite a bit smaller, and the microphone is permanently hooked up to the opposite side. Very interesting. Dial Tone was pretty popular even during the vintage run, as they reused his 1986 mold for the Special Missions Brazil 5-pack Toys R Us exclusive. And they reused the mold again in 1990 for the Sonic Fighters line. They gave him an all-new sculpt for the 1994 Battle Corps version. And throughout it, he was pretty much G.I. Joe's only communications officer. Breaker never got another version of him during the vintage run. It isn't only until after 1997 when both of them were represented, but dial tone was still more represented than Breaker was, except when it came for the Rise of Cobra movie in 2009, where we got a Breaker and a dial tone. As a matter of fact, this dial tone, a female dial tone, which confused a lot of people. Now, I know the certain figures in the Rise of Cobra line had their races switched, but this confused a lot of people and actually kind of led to quite a number of jokes. As you can see, dial tone's name is Jack S. Morelli, which is actually an homage to Jack Morelli, I think a pencilist for Marvel Comics at the time. Larry Hama, who wrote the file card, probably knew him very well. And for the female dial tone, we get Jill S. Morelli. Now, the explanation actually comes in the Rise of Cobra video game, where Jill is actually the original dial tone's sister. So yeah, we get Jack and Jill. What terrible parents would name them Jack and Jill? Well, that's all the time I have right now. Please check out my Facebook page for more information and behind-the-scenes photos for these reviews. Thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for next time to see another 1980s G.I. Joe toy review. See you then.